All right. Oh, I guess I have to be admitting people at intervals. I forgot to include that during the registration, the scheduling of the meeting. So with this, we say good evening, everybody. I want to believe that you're having a wonderful time, a wonderful weekend. As I am, it's been a beautiful weekend. And wherever you're joining us from, this is me telling you welcome. And like I said, this is going to be an hour program, but that 1 hour program is going to be filled with a lifetime blueprints of how to raise creative genius from wherever you are. Yeah, today we are going to learn how to raise creative genius from wherever you are. And my name is Oluchi Madu. For those of us that do not know me, my name is Oluchi Madu, the founder of OMI. OMI is Oluchi Madu International, a platform that houses Talent Maximization Academy and Purpose Driven Charms Academy. Talent Maximization Academy is for adults. Purpose Driven Charms Academy is for preteens, teens, and young adults. So with this, I welcome you once again to this interesting journey that is going to hand you a blueprint on how to raise creative genius from wherever you are, whether you are in Nigeria, in the United Kingdom, United States of America, Canada, anywhere you are. If you get these blueprints, you can raise a creative genius. Before I start, I would like to ask a quick question. I'm going to ask a quick question. If you are contracted by the USA president, assuming I'm trying to create a scenario. Assuming you are contracted by the US president to raise his child, assuming you are contracted by the US president to raise his child, this child, you must raise him according to a manual. What it means is that this child is coming to live with you, but is coming with a manual, specifications. There are things that are already designed, and how this child must be raised have been designed in a manual. So all you need to do is to study the manual and raise this child. And assuming that this child is designed to be an inventor, the specifications, all that you're supposed to do to ensure that this child becomes an inventor are all well spelled out in the manual that the child is coming with. And of course, you have 247 surveillance camera to ensure that you're doing the right thing. And this contract is coming with a lifetime opportunity of you earning so well, taking care of your bills and everything. Are you going to take this contract? Is a question. Will you be willing to take this contract and raise that child according to the manual? You can use your chat box and answer this question. Use the comment section. Let me read your mind. If you are contracted by the US president to raise his child according to a particular manual, this child is designed to become an inventor, and you must raise this child according to the specifications. And of course, it's a lifetime opportunity. Are you going to take this contract or not? And if yes, are you going to raise this child according to the manual? Please use the chat box. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Remember, we are closing at exactly 8 p.m. So we're going to run. Are you going to raise this child according to this specification? Will you take the contract? If yes, why? If no, why? Use the comment section, please. Use the chat box. Can see a lot of people here, so let's answer the question. I hope you got the question. I hope you got the question. You understood the question. If you don't understand the question, please let me know in the chat box so that I can repeat. But if you understand the question, what do you think? Can you hear me? Hope I'm not talking to myself. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Say yes if you can hear me in the comment section, please. If you can hear me, say yes in the comment section. Let me be sure you can hear me. Say yes in the comment section if you can hear me. Whoa. Hope I'm not mute. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please say yes in the comment section. Okay, Tega said she can hear me. Did you get the question? Did you get the question? If you can say yes if you did. Did you get the question? Did you understand the question? Let me know in the comments. Okay. Assuming that you are contracted to raise the child of a USA president, and this child, you must raise him according to the manual that the child is coming with. This child is designed already to become an inventor. And what it means is that all that is needed to raise this child to become an inventor are already documented in the manual. And of course, this is a lifetime opportunity for you because everything about you will be sorted out. So the question is, are you going to raise this child? Are you going to raise this child according to the specifications? If yes, why? And if no, can I know why too? So that is the question. You can use the chat box or you can unmute yourself and also speak. We're going to do this for just 2 minutes because we have a lot to download this night and it must happen within 1 hour. So nobody has a response to this question. Okay, somebody said yes, because there is a guideline to follow. Fantastic. Okay, there's a guideline to follow, and I take it to mean that that guideline will make it easier. Fantastic. Is there anybody who wouldn't want this opportunity? Let me know. Okay, there's another response. Tega said, yes, I will, but also use my intuition as well, as he or she is a child and not a machine. The instruction is that you must raise that child according to the manual. Because the reason is that this child is designed to be an inventor, and all that will help this child to become an inventor. Everything about the child has already been recorded in a manual. So all you need is to replicate that manual, follow that manual, and raise the child. That is all you need. Once you follow that manual, you will raise that child, and that child will become an inventor. So are you going to take this offer? And if you take this offer, are you going to go according to that manual? Somebody, Amy said yes, because the specifications on how to train the child is in the manual. Fantastic. Okay, this is the much we are going to go with this. So if you said you are going to raise that child according to the manual, because everything the child is supposed to be is already specified in the manual, I agree with you. And I also want you to know how many parents are here, please. If you're parents, please, can I see your hands up or in the comment section? I am a parent. Let me see your hands up. Or I know that there could be people here that that are expecting to be parents someday, and that is fantastic. Is very good to start preparing for this journey even before you become a parent. If you're a parent, please can you indicate? Tega says she's a parent. Fantastic. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So do we have just one parent? Okay, Amy Bright is a parent. Okay, thank you. Who again is a parent? Who again? Who again? Who again is a parent? All right. For parents that are here and you believe that since the specifications on how to raise that child to become an inventor is already in the manual, that you're going to study this manual and ensure that you raise that particular child according to the manual so that the child will become an inventor. So from today, I want you to understand that that particular child we are talking about is already with you, but this child is not the child of US president, but the child of God that is entrusted in your care. And you know what? That child in your care already has a manual. So it's your responsibility from this night to go and look for your child's manual. Study your child's manual appropriately so that you can raise whoever that this child is designed to be. And I want you to know that every child in your care is a savior. I'm going to repeat that. Every child in your care is a savior. What it means is that there is a special assignment every child is designed to actualize. And the extent for which that child is going to go in actualizing the assignment solely depends on you because you are the one who is supposed to set the foundation right. So today, know that a particular child that is a savior is in your care. So you start treating that child like a savior, like a very special savior that is sent to you. And this child has come with a very powerful assignment to actualize. So you will do everything humanly possible to ensure that this child actualize that assignment. Because at the end of the day, if he's not done, you have so many questions to answer. So with that, we are going to jump into the business of today, and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my slide. Let me know if you can see my slide. Once you can see my slide, please let me know. Let me know if you can see my slide. Can you see my slide? Please let me know if you can see my slide. You can unmute yourself and quickly tell me if you can see my slide. I want to be sure you can see my slide. Please let me know. Okay, somebody said yes.
Yes, I can see it. I can see your slide.
Fantastic. Thank you, Olukayode Salami. Thanks a lot. So you may want to mute yourself. So today we are going to be looking at how to raise a creative genius no matter where you live. And why I'm laying emphasis on no matter where you live is because I know that many people are thinking that for, for certain children to become certain things, they have to be born at certain places. But the truth is that this may not be the truth. You can actually raise a creative genius from any part of the world as long as you have the specifications, the manual, you understand the manual of your child. As long as you understand the manual of your child and get all the tools that you need. And these tools majorly, most times, do not cost what we think that they cost. Many a times, some of them are even free, living with us. But out of ignorance, we don't even recognize them. I say that unlocking your child's hidden potential for global relevance, wealth, impact, and legacy is very possible wherever the child is. And I have a question. Do you know that every child arrived on earth as a genius? Are you aware that every child arrived here on earth as a genius? If you are aware, let me know in the comment section. If you are not aware, let me also know. Are you aware that every child arrived here on earth as a genius? So that's to say that there is no such thing like, oh, there are some that are just genius and there are those that are just ordinary children. Are you aware that every child is a genius? Let me know if you agree. Let me know in the comment section, or you can unmute yourself quickly and answer. Are you aware that every child is a genius? Every child that arrived on earth is a genius. There are no, these ones are genius, these are ordinary children. Every child is a genius. I love my class being very, very interactive. That's why I'm asking this question. So please, do you know that every child arrived on earth as a genius? Let me know if you're aware. If you're not aware, let me also know. Let me be sure you are following. You can unmute yourself and answer. Are you aware that every child that arrived here on earth is a genius? Okay, Olaleka said yes. Oh, fantastic. That is beautiful. That's good to know that you are aware that every child that arrived on earth is a genius. But the big question is, if every child is a genius, how come some children end up as mediocres? Mediocres, becoming adults, they become mediocres, and living this earth, they don't end up as genius they were designed to be. That should be a big question that you should be asking yourself. And that brings us to today's topic. Yes, every child is a genius, but not every home knows how to nurture the genius. So what it means is that every child arrived here on earth as a genius, but the possibility of that child becoming a genius depends on the family. And that's why at the end of the day, there are children that succeed becoming genius, while others just grow into adults that are mediocres, that are just there, that don't even believe that they have anything to contribute in the society. So, understanding genius, there is a need for us to really understand genius, because there's been a kind of should I call it misplacement of meaning, or should I call it misunderstanding of the meaning? Creative genius is not about IQ. I always hear people when a child is displaying academic genius, academic excellence, they'll go like, oh, that child is a genius. But anyone that is not displaying academic excellence, they will say, oh, this one is a dunce, or from our local parlance, they will say, oh, lodo, stuff like that. But the truth is that every child is a genius. There are those that are wired in academic excellence. There are those that are wired in so many things. It could be in literacy, it could be in logical reasoning, it could be in creative reasoning, it could be in analytical reasoning, it could be in arts, it could be in sciences, it could be in anything. But there is no child on earth that did not arrive as a genius. So creative genius is not about IQ. That is one thing that you must bust today. Creative genius is not about IQ. Creative genius is about curiosity, innovation, and problem solving. For anybody that ends up becoming or nurturing the genius in them, there are always three things that help them to become genius. And those three things are curiosity, innovation, and problem solving. Because for you to stand out from the crowd, you must be curious, You must be innovative. That is doing something that looks extraordinary. And you must be ready to solve a problem for you to stand out from the crowd. So creative genius is not about IQ. It is about curiosity, it's about innovation, and it's about problem solving. And you know what? Every child arrived here on earth very curious, seeking for ways to innovate and seeking for ways to solve problems. But most times, their parents and their handlers do not even understand some of the signs that they give. There are times when a child is curious, when a child is asking questions. Some parents will see that they talk too much. Oh, stop disturbing me. Oh, stop asking questions. You are dampening something. You are killing a very vital factor that child needs in becoming a genius. Because in asking questions, their minds, their imaginative minds, it becomes, it illuminates their imaginative minds. In asking questions, the things they are imagining, they start having meanings in their mind. And in asking questions, they start gathering points on how to innovate existing things. And in asking questions, they start learning how to solve problems. Because if you don't understand something and you ask questions, when you ask questions, that is when you will gain knowledge. You understand that thing and start looking for a way to solve problem. So whenever a child is asking you question, please do not shut that child down. Do not say, oh, you talk too much, or you ask so many questions. In fact, when you have a child that asks so many questions, it is something of joy. It's something to be happy about. It's something to be happy because what it means is that the child's genuinity is sparking up, is coming up, is developing. So I will repeat this. Creative genius is not about IQ, it's about curiosity, it's about innovation, and it's about problem solving. So your child's creative genius may not find full expression if you depend solely on traditional schooling, because traditional schooling do not pay attention to potentials. That's the truth. Our regular academic traditional schooling, they don't really pay attention to potential, because there is a programmed system that our school educational system follow. There is a programmed system. There is nothing like when a child is displaying an unusual ability, for them to go extra mile to know why this child is acting this way. Oh, what could it be? No, they follow strictly on a programmed system, a programmed curriculum. So they don't have time to go in extra mile. So it's very difficult for child's creative genius to find expression in traditional schooling. And this is why you have to be very, very attentive and pay extra attention to the things that your children display that may not be paid attention in school. Now, there are what I call 5 P's that silences
Daniel.
creative genius.
Daniel.
Stella Popola, please.
Please open the door.
Please mute yourself. Mute yourself so that we don't have noisy background. So there are what I call the 5 P's that silences the creative genius. 5 P's that silences the creative genius. Every child has a spark of genius, but certain parental patterns and mindsets can unintentionally suppress it. So today, if you're a parent or you are a potential parent, there is need for you to pay attention to this so that you will know when you are silencing your child's genuinity, even without knowing, thinking that you're helping the child. So there are 5 P's that block the full expression of a creative genius that every purposeful parent must know and overcome. Not just about knowing it. As you're knowing it, you're also overcoming it. And the first one is pressure. Pressure of perfection. When children are constantly pushed to perform flawlessly, fear replaces curiosity. They begin to hide their ideas, afraid to make mistakes or to disappoint people. When children are constantly pushed to perform flawlessly, fear replaces curiosity. The truth is that we adults, most times, we see children as, should I call it, human beings that are robotic. So whatever we tell them, oh, do this, they must do it immediately. Oh, as we adults are humans, so are these children as well. The same feelings that we have, the feeling of fear, the emotions that run through us and everything, is still the same thing that happened in these children. So we shouldn't see them as superpowers. There are times when they express some things and we feel they shouldn't. They should entertain fear. Yeah, when they're scared of something, they should be able to say, oh, I'm scared. And don't say, why should you be scared? Fear is real. Anybody can have fear. So when children are constantly pushed to perform flawlessly, how can a human being be flawless in everything? That's unrealistic, because there is no human being that is perfect. It's only God that is perfect. Give your children room to make mistakes. Give them room even to fail. Yeah, in mistake making, mistakes that are not damaging anyway, in mistake making and failing in some things, it will help them to grow. Because when they make some certain mistakes, they will learn. When they fail in some areas, they will learn the lessons that made them to fail. And that will help them not to fail again. And they will look a better way. They will look for a better way or better options to solve their problems. So do not train a child with the mindset that this child will be flawless. When you are doing that, you're damaging that child. So when children are constantly pushed to perform flawless, fear replaces curiosity, because they are afraid to fail. They don't want to fail. They are too afraid. And when they begin to hide their ideas, when they become afraid, they begin to hide their ideas. And when they begin to hide their ideas, how do they become innovative? They can't be creative again. They can't be innovative, because all they are doing is to ensure that they don't fail, which is not supposed to be. Every human being on earth will fail, because the truth is that failure is part of success equation. Without failure, there will be no success. So you will try something and fail in some, while you succeed in others. So those ones you fail, you learn from them. And when they begin to hide their ideas, how do they innovate? When they begin to hide ideas, because innovation starts from ideas. And when they're afraid to make mistakes or to disappoint you, that's the end. Because what they means is that they'll be walking on eggshell. They will be like robots now. When you remote them, whatever you tell them, what they do. And it's very dangerous, because when they are out there, they start duplicating the same thing. They start following whoever that is telling them anything out there sheepishly. They don't ask questions, because they don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to fail. So when children are constantly pushed to perform flawlessly, fear replaces curiosity. They begin to hide ideas, and they are afraid to make mistakes or disappoint. Every child handler must know this. Every child handler needs to learn how to nurture growth-minded children who see mistakes as lessons, not failures. Until a child understands that mistakes are lessons and not failures, they will not loosen up to try things, because to them, when they make mistakes, that's the end. They are failures. But when they know that mistakes are lessons, they will try to, venture into things, work on their ideas, and try to solve problems. Remember, we established the fact that creative genius is not about IQ, but about three things, and that is curiosity, innovation, and problem solving. So for a child to solve problem, that child must be curious, and that child must be innovative. The truth is that creativity thrives in freedom, but not in fear. So you must ensure that your child is always free to do things. When they fail or make mistakes, is part of the journey. Then the second P that suppresses creative genius is Parental comparison. Comparison steals confidence and kills originality. When a child keeps hearing, look at your mate, look at your sibling, why are you not like this? Why are you not acting like this? They start living to please others rather than to express their unique gifts. Because when you start comparing them with someone, they will see that person as a yardstick and they will start trying to fit in, to live exactly like that person, which is not supposed to be. So comparison steals confidence and it kills originality. What it means is that when you're comparing a child, that child stop living as they were supposed to be. They stop being themselves and start struggling to become another person. And when somebody is struggling to become another person, you and I know exactly what it means. What it means is that the original self of that person has been killed. Then whatever the person is now struggling to be is an imitation. So every child should be celebrated for their individuality and personal progress. Celebrate every child the way they are. You don't have to compare. This is who they are. This one is an introvert. Celebrate that child for being an introvert. This one is an extrovert. Celebrate that child for being an extrovert. This one has this gift. Celebrate the gift. Stop comparing. Oh, don't you know, this one is very good in mathematics and every day you're knocking the child. Oh, I want you to be scoring 100. You must be like Mr. Lagbaja's child that is scoring 100. Please celebrate this child. Celebrate the child the way it is, the things that this child is good at. Most importantly, ensure that you find and study the manual. Remember, we started by saying that every child has a manual. And ensure that you understand the manual of your child. Because if you don't, you are likely to be tempted to start comparing that child every time. The truth is that creativity dies where comparison lives. Very, very important to know because a lot of parents do this. Then the third one is prioritizing academic grades alone. Ewo. Our Nigerian parents, they have grade A in this. Prioritizing academic grades. Everything about a child is academic. If it's not academic, it's none of their business. A parent is ready to push a child to read in the morning, afternoon. Every time you'll be hearing, go and carry your book. There is no time for this child to play. Remember that playing is an important tool in child's growth, development in everything. There's nothing like play. There is nothing like crafting. There is nothing like doing things that will reveal their inherent gifts. Nothing. All this child knows is study, study, carry your book, morning, afternoon, night. There is time for everything. And you knowing your child's manual will give you an opportunity to craft a timetable where everything is in that timetable, where you know this is the time to do crafting, this is the time to do things that will stimulate their logical reasoning, things that will stimulate their problem solving skills, things that will stimulate their creativity, things that will stimulate their innovative mindset, things that will stimulate their executive functioning skills. For you to know this is for you to understand your child. But whenever it is, study math, study English, study academic excellence is good. But when it is not blended and harmonized, it becomes an issue. I've seen children that are academically excellent, but they behave like zombies. Anything that is not academic, when you ask them questions, they will be moping at you. Common things that children should be smart with their problem solving skills or their creative ability or even their logical reasoning. They will just be moping at you all day. But once you talk about anything academic, they will finish it. What it means is that they are just being groomed in one area, and that one area they are just deficient in every other ones. When all attention is placed on grades, certificates, and exams, children learn to memorize rather than imagine. You kill their imaginative ability when it is all about grades, certificates, and exams. All they will do is read and pour. They want to get all the A's. They will read and pour. They memorize, read, pour, because all their lives, what they know about is reading. Even playing in such house is a taboo. Crafting in such house is a taboo. Playing games is a taboo. So genius extends beyond books. It's not all about books. It's in curiosity, innovation, and problem solving. So if a child is only reading, how can that child be curious? Because in reading, all he's doing is just packing it into the brain. So you must ensure that you give your child you give your child a room for other things, not just academic grades. Create a system that blends academics with essential soft skills and talent expression. Create a skill that Create a system that blends academics with essential soft skills and talent expressions. Essential soft skills is something like emotional intelligence, social skills, communication skills, all those skills that are not really taught in academic work, in school system. Create a system that blends all those things because they are very, very important, not just academics. Truth is that academic brilliance without creativity is incomplete education. When your child is just only academically brilliant, there is a problem, a very big one. Don't just raise a child that is only academically brilliant. Then the four is prohibition of expression. There are homes that children do not have a say. They don't have a say for anything. They are prohibited for expressing themselves. What it means is that you are killing the creative genius of this particular child. Many children are silenced in their own homes, told to keep quiet or stop asking questions. When a child stops asking questions, how do they learn? Do you know, last Thursday, there was a very heavy snow here in the UK. And I was doing a school run. It used to be a very smooth ride, within minutes we are in school. But this particular day, because there was a heavy snow, we were crawling. Everybody, there was very heavy traffic. Our last child asked a question. He said, Mom, not even a question. She made a suggestion. He said, Mom, my answer. He said, I guess this car needs gas. So I asked her, why do you feel so? He said, because he's crawling. So I laughed. That was when I said, explaining to her that the car is crawling doesn't necessarily mean that it needs gas. But what it means is that there is heavy snow and people are trying to be careful and it's causing traffic jam, and everybody, you can see all the cars are together. That was when she said, oh, I see. So in all those questions and in all those comments, it gives you an opportunity to broaden their mind. And this broadening their mind helps them in analyzing things and becoming innovative. So tomorrow, when she sees cars crawling, when there is traffic jam now, she will not reason only that it's only gas, when car lacks gas, that it will not be moving as fast as she expects them. So this restriction stifles imaginations and weakens communication skills. And you know that children, they need communication skills to be effective in so many things. If they don't have good communication skills, they won't be asking questions in class. They won't be communicating with their friends. They won't be meeting up with a lot of things. They will just be there on their own. And when so many things that are building in their mind that they are supposed to ask questions, they are not asking such questions, it becomes an issue. They start living on an assumption. And you know that assumption is the lowest level of intelligence. So instead of asking questions to know things, they will just be on their own and assume. And most of the things they will assume will be wrong. So encourage your child to express their thoughts confidently. Let them speak up. Let them share their ideas with courage. I always tell my children, if you make a comment, or maybe you make a request, or you ask a question, there are two things that are likely to happen. Is either a yes or no, and nobody will die. Nobody will die. So when you get a yes, you move ahead, and when you get a no, you also move ahead. If you get a no, you don't have to recoil back to your corner and start feeling bad about it. No, there are two things to happen. Is either you get a yes. If you get a yes, good, you move ahead. If you get a no, good, you move ahead as well. But ensure that you always express your thoughts. You ask questions confidently. You speak up when something is not going the way you want it and you want to express yourself. And you share your ideas as well with courage. Please encourage every child under your care to express their thoughts, to speak confidently, to share their ideas with courage, because in so doing, their curiosity is met with answers, and their answers are analyzed within their minds. That is where ideas grows and innovation takes place, and from those innovations they start solving problems. So the next one, which happened to be the fifth one, the last of the P, is parental over control. There are parents that decide everything for their children. Our last child, if we are to go to, maybe tomorrow is church, I will always tell them, go and bring out what you wear. When you bring, then we will decide. Don't be the one to do everything for them. Oh, you will be the one to decide on the clothes they wear, the shoe they wear, or the food they eat. Everything about them depends solely on you. If you don't tell them what they do, they will not function. This is so wrong. This is so wrong. When parents decide everything for their children, creativity becomes confined. What it means is that they can't think again. Their problem-solving skill becomes so blunt, because they won't want to solve a problem. Mommy or daddy is always there. I always go to mom and dad and ask questions, and mom and dad will supply me with answer. A child who is never allowed to choose rarely learns to think independently, because why would the child think? You're always there to make choice, to make decisions for the child. So our academy, Purpose Driven Charms Academy, partners with parents to guide children, not govern. Many parents govern their children, but the truth is that you're supposed to guide, not govern. When you guide, you give them also opportunity to make wise choices and empowering decisions. We create spaces for self-discovery, like in our academy. We create things that help them to discover themselves, to make wise choices, to make empowering decisions, and also to develop by themselves. There are projects, we create projects, they go for projects, make presentations, because we use unconventional tools to teach them. It's not the academic tools. And these unconventional tools help them in a lot of things. It helps them in their talent exploration, in their emotional intelligence, in their communication skills, in time management, in problem solving, in even building their personal value system, which is highly needed, because when children have their personal value system intact, it's like a map, it's like a map that show them where things, how to make friends, how to do this, because any decision they want to make, they tap into their personal value system to understand and pick things that align with their values. Then, and I say that genius is not just what you are born with, because there are some of us that believe that genius are born and they are not made. Some of us believe that genius are born, they are not made. So this belief, what it means is that those that are born genius will end up becoming genius. Those that are born ordinary, not genius, they will just be there. That's not the truth. Everybody is born to be a genius. And the ability for the person to become, to evolve into that, depends on the handlers, the environment, and how the person is raised. So genius is not what you are born with. It's not just all about what you're born with. It has a lot to do with what is nurtured within you. Because if your creative genius is not nurtured, you will just be there. If your creative genius is not nurtured, you will just be there. But if your creative genius is nurtured according to the manual that you are born with, you will end up becoming exactly what you are designed to be. There are some parents too that instead of nurturing their children according to what they are designed to be, they will want to raise their children to become what they want to be. Somebody will say, no, 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 no. This one is already, this one, when I gave birth to him, I know he's going to be a doctor. So everything about him now, I'm channeling him to become a doctor. And this one says, hey, our family need a lawyer. So this one is already a lawyer. Everything about this child is to become a lawyer. Is that really who this child is designed to be? Because many parents have killed their children unconsciously for them to live. Yeah. There are parents that will tell you that, oh, when I was growing up, I desired to be a medical doctor, but because there was no money to send me to school, I couldn't achieve that ambition. And now my child is going to become a medical doctor. And you are not even asking, is my child designed to become a medical doctor? This is an error, a very big one. So what it means is that when you are forcing a child to become what you want that child to be, you are killing that child literally in the real sense of it for you to live. That's what it means. Yeah. So there are 5P model for raising creative genius. I want everybody to be very, very attentive as we are about to share 5P model for raising a creative genius. Number 1 is perception. Very, very powerful. Perception is very, very powerful. Perception is seeing beyond academics. Part of the perception every parent should have is seeing beyond academics. Use self-discovery tools to help your children to identify their inherent gifts and natural genius zone. You see, whatever a child is designed to be, that child will start showing signs from age 3. From age 3, between age 3 and 7, they will be showing you signs. There are those that are late bloomers. They may start maybe between 7 and 15. The majority starts from between 3 and 7, showing you who they are supposed to be. There are some that wherever they go, all the electrical gadgets, they want to open it to know what is inside. And you'll be screaming, this child has destroyed everything in my house. You hit the child not knowing that this child is telling you, oh, I'm an engineer, I'm an architect. This is who I'm supposed to be. And maybe one will be anything he holds, he'll be drumming. Bring your plate, drum, break it, anything is being said. What problem is this? How come this child is breaking things in my house? This child is indirectly telling you, look at who am I? Or one of them, he's fearless, he speaks, and you say, oh, what is wrong with you? You talk too much, stop talking. You start taming this child to become a quiet child. Meanwhile, this child is telling you, I am designed to be a human rights activist. I'm designed to be a public speaker. You keep knocking, stop it. So ensure you use self-discovery tools to help children identify their inherent gifts and natural genius zone. Every parent must ensure, this is a matter of, if you want to create if you want to raise a creative genius that will evolve into a global icon, ensure that early enough you understand your child's inherent gifts. Ensure you understand their inherent gifts and their natural genius zone. Who is this child designed to be? What are the signs? What are this child? What are they good at? What do they do with ease? What do they love doing? These things are signals for you to look into to understand your child's manner. Then understand the difference between talent and skills and know how to harmonize them for a unique path in life. There are parents that don't know the difference between talent and skills. Talent is what the children came into this world with. Skills are the things that they learn. Skills like emotional intelligence, communication skills, the executive functioning skills, all of them, ensure that they learn them because they are very important. When they harmonize them with their innate gifts, they become powerful people in the society. Then learn how to recognize creativity even in an unconventional behavior. Learn how to recognize creativity even in an unconventional behavior. When they are playing, ensure that you're observant. That is when you will recognize an uncommon things that they are doing to understand who this child is actually designed to be. Then the second P model is platform. Parents, build the right environment for your children. Some of us think that, oh, he's buying gadgets, he's buying toys, he's buying what is it called, tablets, everything, screen. Some of us think that is screen. You buy tablets of different models and all that. No. Build the right environment. Get the right toys, the toys that challenge their imaginative ability, the toys that challenge their creative ability, the toys that challenge their logical reasoning, the toys that challenge their analytical reasoning, the toys that helps them to sharpen their problem solving skill. Not the toys that they play away their time, they watch cartoon and all those things that they don't really learn anything, things that are not educative. Make your home a creativity lab, not just a study room. Yes, they study, there is time for study, but ensure that other things are harmonized. You see, when we talk about making our home a creative lab, is very simple. Do you know that something as simple as cooking has all the core executive functioning skills? A child that learns how to cook will learn about time management, will learn about planning, will learn about organizing, will learn about emotional regulations in cooking. So that the child knows, oh, when we are about to cook, we want to cook rice now, what do we do? You'll be asking the child, what do we need? You tell the child, what's the first thing we'll do? The child may say, okay, let's bring out the pot. You say, okay, bring out the pot. What again do we do? The child will say, let's measure the rice. You say, okay, today you are measuring the rice. You will measure the rice, bring it out. So what do we need again? We need tomatoes, or we need fish, we need meat, you'll be bringing it. What are you teaching that guy, that child? You are teaching that child about planning, that you don't just bring a pot, put on fire, gather everything and put. You will plan your cooking, then you organize. Then as you're organizing your food, you are also teaching this child time management. There are particular time that you put particular things in pot. You don't gather everything and put. And when you put those things, you give it time. You are timing the child. And you know that cooking, there are times you encounter difficulties, problem solving skill. Oh, we've run out of oil. So what do? You may think, oh, okay, let's use butter. Stuff like that. Problem solving skills. When there are things, what do? We wouldn't be grumpy because there is a particular thing is not there. We crack our brain to come up with something, and you allow the food to cook. You don't eat from the pot. You don't eat before the food is cooked. What is it teaching you? Delay gratification, timing for everything. So as a child is even cooking with you, and you are intentionally, because it's not about, come, let's go and cook. You cook, you didn't teach a child anything. That is not how to help a child learn executive functioning. You must be talking. You must be, telling them things. Be intentional. That's cooking. Make it intentional. Oh, let's measure this. Measurement. They are learning about measurement. They are learning about organizing things. They are learning about planning things. Oh, let's give it fair. We are going to fry these tomatoes for 5 minutes. That is time management. And you tell the child, okay, this is 9:30. So what time are we going to put something again? Remember, we're going to fry these tomatoes for 5 minutes. And the child will say, okay, if this is 9:30, that what it means is that by 9:35, we are going to add this stock. Time management. And you will think that these things are nothing. But I bet you, by the time you do this consistently, this child will be so amazing. He's learning time management, he's learning organization, he's learning planning, he's learning emotional regulations. Because when things happen in the kitchen, you learn how to regulate their emotions. So connect your children with communities that can harness their potentials and help them evolve into who they are designed to be. When children are growing up, whether you like it or not, they desire to belong to some groups. So is very, very essential for you to early enough connect them to communities that will help them to nurture their potential, that will help them to bring out the best in them. Look for communities that have mentors, that have coaches, that help them in their talent exploration, in their essential skills, how to harmonize all these things. They will do projects, they will do presentations, they will, things that will help their gifts to manifest. Ensure that you lead them to such communities. Then the next P model is practice. Practice. Ensure that you teach children how to practice things, turning creativity into daily habits. If you want a child to learn about problem solving skill, don't just teach that child theoretically. Let things that happen in your home, when it happen, you let that child to know, okay, now use your problem solving skill to solve this. What do you think we will do at this point in time? Okay, now that there is no sugar, what do you suggest we do? What can we use in place of sugar? Don't do everything for them. Let them think and come up, suggest, make suggestions, and you people will decide. Then guide your child to work with routines that help them to think critically and solve problems. Routines that help them to think critically and solve problems. Or when you come back from school, the first thing you do is to clean your shoes, align them well, wash your water bottles, wash your food flags, align them well. Then get the clothes you're going to wear tomorrow to school, align them well. Then settle down, have your meal. After your meal, go through your homework. First of all, after that, go to your timetable before you start playing. Pick one by one the things you have on your timetable. Creatively turn screen time into skill time. You see that screen time that some parents will tell you, my child cannot go a day without screen time. Number one, is your fault. It's your fault. Yeah? You couldn't create a timetable and guide this child to be in line with other things. Now, the child is used to screen. Even that screen, during screen, make it a creative time. That is our child that loves crafting. So most times what she does during creating is learning how to knit, how to craft. She will put a particular station and be learning it and be watching the person, So turn even their screen time into skill time. Don't allow them to be doing things unintentionally. Ensure that you are purposeful in everything and that you are very, very intentional. At Pitka, our charms learn by doing. They learn things by doing. We don't do theoretical things and go home. They learn how to work on projects. They learn how to do presentations. They learn how to, do different things, unconventional things that reveal their creativity and helps them in their creativity, and they live it as a lifestyle. So this November, what we do this November majorly is having one-to-one session with each family and their children. So it's like a feedback, because we measure the growth of children. We take off our session from January and hit down, because it's a 1-year program. So this November, we'll be meeting them and their parents to measure growth. We are the one working with them, but they are living with their parents. So we want to hear from the parents the impact, the changes from January. That is when you will be hearing the things that you'll be so like, wow. So this particular project that we did actually impacted a child in becoming this. There was a particular parent that told us that until her child joins Pitka, that he used to have a very, very, very bad anger issue. But after our communication skill and emotional intelligence journey that we did and instilled in them for a quarter, he said this child now regulates their emotion like a pro. So you must ensure that your children are in environments, in communities that are helping them in all those things that you know that they don't teach in regular schools, in conventional schools. Then the next P we want to talk about, which is the fourth one, is partnership. You see, parenting is partnership. You can't do it alone. Partner with your children's teacher, partner with a coach, a mentor. When parents partner with coach and mentors and teachers, they give birth, they raise purpose-driven children. When you collaborate with your child's teacher and connect your child to a trusted mentor and coach, you are raising a purpose-driven child. PIDCA works hand in hand with parents in training, in coaching, in mentoring, and in raising creative geniuses. There are things they can't confidently, discuss with their parents, but they will always reach out. Oh, Coach Oluchi, there's something I want to discuss with you. Or there is this challenge. They will say, what do I do? And you coach them, you mentor them, you even follow up and ensure that they get it right in life. Every child needs a mentor as early as possible. Many of us, we didn't get this right when we were growing up, and that was why we made a lot of mistakes in so many things. The things that we're not supposed to make mistakes in, we make mistakes because apart from our parents, we are not really having, all those mentors, those coaches that we look up to, that will ask questions, that will give us the right information and the right knowledge. But whatever you did not get growing up, whatever that stood as a limitation to you, ensure that your children have them early enough. So with that, we go over to the fifth P model, which is purpose. Channeling gifts towards impact and legacy. Channeling your child's gifts towards impact and legacy. There are those that when they are growing their children, all they'll be drumming into their ear, oh, when you grow, you make money, you buy car, you buy house, all money. Before you know it, that child focus all their attentions on money to the extent that they are ready to do anything for money. Money is good. Wealth is good, but ensure that you're teaching your child that beyond money making, beyond wealth creation, there is what is called impact, and that's what makes it complete. When a child is impact driven, there are certain things he will not even put their hands in, because they will first of all create their personal value system, which is going to be a very strong foundation to guide them in through life. There are things they wouldn't want to put their hands in. There are places they wouldn't even want to be seen. There are things they wouldn't want their name to be associated with. So ensure that you raise your child to become purpose driven. Very, very important. Once you are able to align your child with purpose, you can go to bed with your two eyes closed. Teach your child early that their talent is not just for fame. It's not just for fame, it's not just for money, but for solving problems and creating wealth ethically. Ensure that ethically is always mentioned. Teach them that it's not just about fame, about money, but for solving problems for humanity, being a solution to a particular problem. Always ask them, what do you think you can do to help the society? What do you think you can do to help mankind? Now that we have found out that you are gifted in this area, what do you think you can use this to solve as a problem? There are many of us that are housing children that have given the ability now, the information on how to cure cancer. Yes, but probably their parents will even be telling them to go and study law. Yeah, that's true. So until you understand that you are raising a savior, that is when you will start asking the right question. What exactly is my child designed to do? How do I discover their gifts? How do I channel their gifts to what they are designed to be or do on earth? How do I harmonize all they have for them to become the solution that the world needs? Guide them to understand that their creativity is a tool for impact and wealth. That is a tool for impact, to impact lives. Guide your child to link their gifts to the seven mountains of influence and create their unique path in life. Teach them about seven mountains of influence. Seven mountains of influence: religion, education, family, media, arts and entertainment, government, business and economy. So every human being on earth, you are connected to either one or two or more of these seven spheres, seven mountains of influence. So early enough, understand the spheres of influence that your children, your child's gifts are connected to, and start teaching them how to tap into that spheres of influence. By so doing, you make them globally relevant, and that's how they evolve to become global icons. Now that you know how to raise a creative genius, imagine what could happen if your child was in a structured ecosystem that does these things we are talking about every week, every day, every month, every quarter, and every year. Have you imagined your child being in such ecosystem? How do you think that child will be? Of course, the child will skyrocket. PIDCA is not just a platform. Purpose Driven Champs Academy, our academy, is not just a platform. It is a community that nurtures purpose-driven children who evolve into creative genius. You see all the things that I'm talking about now. Any parent that the child is in our academy already know all these things. They know them because the children are displaying them in their home. And as we are wrapping up 2026, 2025, these parents are confidently enrolling their children for 2026 because they can see how far their children have evolved in just 1 year, from January till now. So every child has a seed of greatness, but that seed needs a fertile environment to grow, and PIDCA is that environment. So now that you know the things that are required for you to raise a creative genius, are you ready to raise a creative genius? Are you ready to raise the Messiah that is in your custody? Are you ready to raise that uncommon child? Are you ready to look for and understand your child's manual so that you can raise that child to become exactly who they are designed to be? If you are ready, then get ready to partner with us at PIDCA because we are born ready. We are born ready to help you raise your child to become the creative genius that the child is designed to be. 2026 cohort of PIDCA is around the corner. Registration has already started, and registration is going to end very soon because we operate in an annual system. And once our arc, we run our academy like arc, like Nuance arc. Once it takes off, we don't pick children on the way. Like maybe somebody will say a match, oh, can they join? No, because any child that is joining after they have started, it has already missed something. So what it means is that that child will wait till December, till next year again. So if you are in this webinar today, consider yourself that you are favored to get the opportunity to enroll your child for PIDCA 2026. And you know what? Whoever that is here has a discount opportunity that is going to elapse in 24 hours. Yes, you have a discount opportunity, and there is also siblings discount. What it means is that if you are enrolling more than a child, there is what we call siblings discount, which is siblings discount, and a discount for being in this webinar, which is going to elapse in 24 hours. So at this point, I am going to entertain questions. Please ask questions if you have questions. Thank you. Somebody is asking, will the recording be available? Yes, the recording will be available. So for PIDCA, okay, Victoria has already shared PIDCA registration link in the, yeah, okay, she has shared the registration link. Then listen, what makes it even more interesting is that when you register your child through affiliate link and you refer somebody, you gain a 30% of the registration fee. Yeah. So what it means is that you can even register your child and you recommend people around you and get your money back. And that's 30% is not go come. Once you register through the affiliate link and somebody register through your affiliate link, the money goes into your account straight ahead, 30% of the money. So that makes it fantastic. So you can even make your money and make more than that. Yeah, you can make the money you use in registering for your child and make more than that when you refer other people to sign up. So at this point, does anybody have a question? Remember, I said we're going to stop at 8 o'clock. It's 14 minutes gone already. So we're going to give like 1-2 people time to ask questions if anybody has a question. And if there is no question, we're going to call it a night. Let me know if you have a question. All right. In absence of question, I want to believe that we understood. Somebody said, does the payment cover everything? When you say everything, what do you mean exactly? Or will there be additional payments for books? Yes, they will get tools, not just books. They work with unconventional things. We work with movies, but basically most times the movies are free. It can be gotten on YouTube, Netflix. We work with unconventional things, not just books. We work with a lot of unconventional tools. So it doesn't cover books. They get the books themselves. But majorly, the movies are free on YouTube and Netflix. Any other question? I don't want us to stay here further than we have already. So in absence of questions, we are going to call it a night. Thank you for sharing this pleasant moment with me. And please ensure that you raise your savior, the savior in your care, to become exactly who they are designed to be. Good evening, everybody.